Imagine the entire digital world. Your phone, apps, website, AI, everything being built like a tall building. But instead of bricks, we use layers of logic. At the bottom, there is nothing magical, only tiny electrical switches turning on and off. From these simple switches, we slowly add layers, hardware that processes, software that gives a purpose, networks that connect, cloud that expand, and IoT that brings everything to life. So this video is like a story, the journey of how a single bit becomes a global intelligence system. Once you understand these layers, you will understand how every piece of technology around you actually works. Everything in a computer begins with something extremely tiny and simple. A switch. When the switch is off, we call it zero. When it is on, we call it one. These two states from uh, binary, the language of machines, just like letters from words, and words from stories, bits from bytes, and bytes from everything we see on a screen, like photo, video, text, games, everything. If you type the letter A, the computer doesn't see it sees 01000001. Millions of these bits move inside your device every second, creating the digital world we use every day. Now imagine the bits as raw material. Who shapes them? Who makes a decision? That job is done by hardware. The CPU is like the brain. It thinks fast. RAM is like a working table. It holds things temporary. Storage is storage is like a library. It stores everything permanently. Input and output devices are the senses, keyboards, mouse, screen. All these parts work together like a team. When you click a button, thousands of tiny actions start happening inside the hardware. This teamwork is what turns simple binary into useful actions. Imagine hundreds of musicians playing without coordination. It would be a noise. Noise. That's what a computer would be without an operating system. The OS is the conductor. It decides which program uses the CPU, how much memory each app gets, how files are managed, and how devices communicate. When you open the YouTube, listen to your music, and type a message at the same time, it is the OS that keeps everything smooth. It brings order to the chaos of hardware. Hardware is powerful, but it needs instructions. That's where programming comes in. First, we plan a solution. This is the algorithm. Then we write code in languages like Python or C or Java script or any other languages. Finally, the code is translated into machine language, zeros and ones that the CPU understands. So programming is like a writing recipe. You explain what do you want step by step, the computer follows it perfectly. This is how apps, games, website, and softwares comes to life. A single computer is powerful, but when computers talk to each other, the world changes. Networking connects devices a small office from a small office LAN, which means local area network, to the entire planet through the internet. Every message we send travels through layers: packaging, addressing, sending, receiving. Think of it like a postal system for data. Without networks, there would be no email, no WhatsApp, no Google, no social media. It is the digital world nervous system. In the past, everyone bought their own hardware. Now we simply rent it like electricity. That is cloud computing. It gives us servers, storage, apps, and tools on demand. You use Netflix, Gmail, Instagram, all powered by cloud. Cloud removes limits. You don't need a big computer to run big ideas anymore. You just pay for what you use. Now the digital world steps into the real world. Objects, watches, bulbs, fridges, cars, even the mic on which I am talking now have sensors and can talk to each other. This is IoT. Sensors collect data, networks send it, cloud process it, and actions happen automatically. Your home light turns on when you arrive. Your watch tracks your heartbeat. Cities manage traffic using sensors, but not India, unfortunately. IoT makes the world intelligent. Now put everything together. Binary, hardware, OS, software, networks, cloud, IoT. This is the full architecture of modern computing. Each layer builds on the one below, adding more power, more intelligence. This structure is alive, growing every day with AI, blockchain, automation, robotics. The amazing part is it all started from a tiny switch, a simple 0 or 1, a small spark that powers the entire digital universe. Every great creation in the world starts with a blueprint, a small idea, a rough plan, a simple beginning, and the digital world is no different. What looks complex today. Computers, cloud, AI, networks, all of this was once just a tiny blueprint, a simple concept slowly unfolded layer by layer. Just imagine holding a rolled up blueprint in your hands as you open it. News sections reveal themselves. First the foundation, then the structure, then the wiring, then the full building. Technology works exactly like that. At the very bottom of this blueprint lies a single bit, 0 or 1, so small that we almost ignore it. But when this bit unfolds it into hardware, and hardware unfolds into software, and software unfolds into network, suddenly a whole digital world appears. This journey from a tiny switch to an intelligent system is what we call the unfolding blueprint. By the end of this video, I think you understand the computers and how our digital world works. And this is all for today's video. थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग, थैंक यू फॉर योर टाइम। और आखिर में मैं यही कहना चाहूँगा कि मैं अभी वीडियोस भी लाता रहूँगा, अपना कुछ काम भी है वो भी कर रहा हूँ, तो इसी वजह से वीडियोस में टाइम लग रहा है। बाकी जो छोटे मोटे शॉर्ट्स होते हैं जो जो कि मुझे सही लगता है कि मुझे शेयर करने चाहिए, वो मैं डाल देता हूँ। और उसके साथ में कुछ एक्सपेरिमेंट करने की भी कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि मतलब कुछ एनिमेटेड टाइप वीडियो वगैरह भी लेकर आओ, तो वो मैं ट्राई कर रहा हूँ। उसमें मैं देखो एक्सपर्ट तो नहीं हूँ, बट मैं ट्राई करूंगा कि कुछ अच्छा सा आपके सामने लेकर आऊँ। तो फिलहाल अभी की वीडियो के लिए इतना ही। जय हिंद।